as far as success is concerned, you know, people talk to me a lot of times about jobs. They say, well, this was a huge job that you did, or, you know, we just finished a job for over at Cherokee Farms. It was a $4 million project. And we've done some jobs even larger than that.
Right.
But that's not, that's not, to me, that's work. You know, my biggest success is when I can look at other contractors who I work with, other contractors who I mentor, other people who come through East Tennessee Mechanical Contractors and move on to do great things. That's success. I've got 2 guys that went through a apprenticeship program a few years ago, and these guys were gang members when they came to the, you know, and I was kind of worried about that a little bit, but they wanted to change their life. So we had a pre-apprenticeship program we worked out with the carpenters local, and it was a comprehensive program. Well, these guys got on that apprenticeship program, they worked their way through it, this comprehensive program. They ended up signing up with the unions. They're journeyman carpenters now, and they travel all the time. When they come to town, they always stop in to see.
See you.
Right. And, you know, with that whole success story about the business and the business growing and the size projects, that's my success story right there. I mean, I get more out of that. I mean, I don't care how bad my day is. If when those guys show up, that does it. That does it.
You know who said the same thing? Mr. Regas.
Yeah.
He said, you know, Regas was what it was for all those years, but Grady's, and then Ruby Tuesday, and then P.F. Chang's.
Mm-hmm.
There are about 5 or 6 different restaurants that came out. Dave Thomas from Wendy's.
Mm-hmm.
All of those people came out of, and he said that was his biggest satisfaction, that they were doing something that inspired people to do something.
Right.
Right. Mm-hmm. And that really is life, that you could create something where people realize. That's why I'm so passionate about anything is possible. There's nothing like when somebody believes that something is possible.
That's right.
Yeah. I get frustrated. Anybody can show me how bad things are.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
The guy that's in the room that goes, yeah, everything is bad, but man, we could get this done. I want to be with him or her.
Right.
That I want to be over there. I don't want to be over here with all the people that just all they can do is tell you how bad it is.
Yeah. I have a friend of mine that told me one time, he said, out of chaos, chaos breeds opportunities.
Every time.
Every time. I had a guy who I worked with for many years. He was one of my project managers. He was dyslexic. And there were times you could tell that there was something going on, but not often. Because what he did with every day is he took a spiral notebook. He carried it with him all the time. Any meeting that he went into, any phone calls he made, he wrote it down in the spiral notebook. If you ask him what happened on June the 28th of 1997, he'd say, well, let me call you back. He'd go to his archives and he'd pull that book out and he could tell you everything that happened. Now, he worked with us for maybe 4 years. He started his own company. We JV'd some jobs together, mentored with him some when he started his company, going back and forth, sharing information with him. This guy's probably got 150 employees right now.
Really?
Yes, and doing very, very well. Just landed a $16 million contract, and he's doing great, man. And you know, I'm so happy and proud of that. I mean, that's something that I can say, this guy right here, man.
That's the thing that is refreshing. The longer I've gotten to know you, is how much you have a heart for other people doing well.
Well,
that's a great thing.
You know, I was told a story a long time ago, and there was this guy that worked at the factory, local factory, and him and his buddy, they lived next door to each other. Both of them worked at the factory. They had little gentleman farms, you know, so, you know, their wives knew each other. They vacationed together, and they grew their vegetables and stuff. They canned together, and him and the guy would go hunting together. They were best friends. And one day the guy hit the lottery. One of the guys hit the lottery. He won this $100 million. And so, when you hit the lottery like that, everybody comes to you with these different stories or adventures, and they want to know what's the first thing you're going to do. Well, he wouldn't talk to anybody for a long period of time. And he finally called and said he was going to have a press conference on his front porch, by the way. And so, the news media came and everybody wanted to know, and all these charitable organizations want to know, what's the first thing you're going to do with this money? So he came out of his house and he said, well, I tell you, the first thing I'm going to do with this money, he said, me and old Bob over here, we hunt together and our wives can together, and we take vacations and stuff, my best friend, we even ride to work back and forth to work together and everything. He said, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give him half of it, half the money. And everybody just went crazy. You're going to give him half the money? Why are you doing that? He said, I thought about it a lot. And I came to the conclusion that, Bob is my best friend. And he's been my best friend for a long time. And if I've got all this money and he doesn't have the same amount of money I have, then we can't be friends no more. So if I give him half, we just keep on going. We just keep on going. And that whole measure of a person, and measure of a person and measure of success, the only way to measure a person's success to me is when you see other people who he's helped to get there.
Wow.
And
you know who said that same thing? The producer Timbaland.
Mm-hmm.
So he was over all the music on Empire, and I was watching an interview with him, and he said he has a circle of producers under him that work with him.
Mm-hmm.
He said he makes sure that all of his producers all get 6 figures. He said, because I never want to walk in a store and be able to buy something they can't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I want you to be able to go with me.
Well, you got to have somebody to enjoy it with you,
right.
man. I mean, if you don't have it to enjoy, I remember sitting in my living room one day, and I had some of my friends were over, and we were sitting there watching a ball game, and we had just started the company, and I was so proud of this $200 a week that I was getting. Man, that was before taxes.
Right.
And one of they were talking about taking a cruise, and it was 3 guys, all of them were doing very well, and they said, well, Mark, why don't you go on the cruise with us? I said, well, I can't go. They said, well, man, I don't know why, man. We're going to go on the cruise. It's going to be a lot of fun. I said, well, I can't go. They said, well, why? I said, you can't go. I said, well, I can't afford it. Mm-hmm. And the guy said, oh, man, come on, man. What you mean you can't afford it? I said, man, listen, if not for my wife working, this $200 a week I'm making is not paying the bills here. So I'm not doing anything that's going to help me out there where I've got to go past that $200 realm. And one of the things that I've learned in life is that, that $200 was very important to me because we weren't making a salary. We decided that we were going to make $200 a week because we need to have something to look forward to and something to work for. So, I live my life as if I try to live my life as if I'm making that $200 a week a lot of times. I mean, because
I know exactly
you can get too far extended out.
And then you're living up here,
yeah,
and the reality is here,
exactly.
and it breaks you down.
Exactly.
Man, thank you for coming by today.
No problem.